Marvel vs. Capcom is a good crossover fighting game. Enough said. DC vs. Marvel would have been an even better fighting crossover, considering the fact that these two companies have fought before, like Hulk vs. Superman and Lobo vs. Wolverine in the 90s, when these two comic giants have actually they've been at loggerheads for a long time now. So, when it comes to fighting crossover games, you would actually think that these company creators would actually think of a very logistical purpose of actually making a very good fighting crossover. DC versus Mortal Kombat? Absolutely not. That does not work. If it would have been DC versus Marvel, that would have been total thumbs up, considering the fact you've got a massive fan base on both sides. Some people prefer Marvel over DC, vice versa, DC over Marvel. You get people like comparing those against like Deadpool and Deathstroke. It would have been good to see them two combine, for example. However, there was a very good fighting game that came out in the 90s. They were Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct. My biggest question here is, why haven't these two come at loggerheads yet? Mortal Kombat has been like that wavy length of failure and success. The first few Mortal Kombats were good, with its violence and gore. In the arcade, that's what it was known for, right? Street Fighter was known for its speed and gameplay, but Killer Instinct, however, unfortunately hasn't even had any sequels or any remakes since Killer Instinct Gold in the N64. I find that a shame, because these two games back in the 90s weren't really much like the Marvel and DC, but they were quite close, considering the fact that Killer Instinct got its finishing moves as an inspiration for Mortal Kombat and its fighting styles from Street Fighter. And the fact is, with these type of characters that Killer Instinct actually portrays, it would go really well if they were to fight Mortal Kombat. I don't see the reason why Mortal Kombat has actually had the chance with its failures and cheap spin-offs that it's been having for the past decade. And Killer Instinct could have been, in my opinion, a more interesting game because of the way how the fighting styles and mechanics work in that, especially with the characters. You could have Jax versus TJ combo. You could have Scorpion versus Glacius or Fulgor, or any of the bosses, you know, Jago versus Sub-Zero. That would have been awesome. I find it really unfortunate that this crossover hasn't even been made yet, and Killer Instinct hasn't even got a chance to shine again like it did in the 90s. Both games were on the SNES and they evolved to the N64, but unfortunately Killer Instinct stopped at the N64, and Mortal Kombat, for some stupid, strange reason, actually got more credit than what it was, you know, deserving, because the cheap spin-offs like Deception and Armageddon, you know, that little thing there. Killer Instinct could have had so much potential, as well as Mortal Kombat could have. But I really would like to see this as a crossover fighting game. It'd be really interesting. Bring back some of the characters they took out of Killer Instinct Gold from the SNES version as well. So it would be really awesome to see these two good old SNES giants actually go head to head, considering the fact, yeah, like I said before, they weren't your Marvel or DC, but they were pretty close, and they were very similar in their fighting styles. And as of which one's my favourite, I prefer Killer Instinct. Its music, its characters, its combo settings, its combo breakers, and awesome design of characters. Just the superior game, in my opinion. Mortal Kombat is only known for its violence and gore. And Killer Instinct is more of a step down to that. It's more of a Street Fighter setting. I like that type of stuff. Over the top gore like Mortal Kombat portrays, I don't find that really interesting or intriguing to play. So, tell me what you think about it.